that. Checking in.
14.
Yeah, we've got 14.
There we are.
All 14. We can count them on our hands. So if you hold
Hello,
up
all
four,
14 of you. Thanks for joining us on another one of our exciting GIF creation live streams. Dylan is joining you from Amsterdam. Is that your real apartment? Yeah, it is. All right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not sure if it's your place or a digital background. I'm joining you from Cape Town
background.
in South Africa. It's a little bit cold here, but not too bad. Today's live stream, we wanted to talk about SubmitHub Links. This is a feature that has been around for about a year now in various different iterations. But SubmitHub Links are basically really small web pages that you can use with your meta advertising as a landing page, or you can use it to promote your artist profile. So let's say that you've got a TikTok bio and you've only got space for one link. You could put a link to your SubmitHub link, and as someone clicks on that, it's going to show all your different profiles. Or you could use it for a song. If you're releasing a new song, it's also a great way to distribute that. So SubmitHub Links are basically super fast, lightweight, and fairly good-looking HTML pages. So the things we want to do in this conversation, we'll talk a little bit about why we started SubmitHub Links. I will walk you through creating one and show you some of the features. I'm also going to show you some of the analytics behind an already active link. And then Dylan's going to show you a couple cool, fairly new features that you might not know about. So there you go. That is it. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome, all of you. Nice. It's good to be here back on the internet.
You never left.
Yeah.
Welcome, internet people. Okay, all right. So why did we create SubmitHub Links? It actually wasn't because we thought that landing pages were cool. It goes back to our quest to try and make sure that we understand where the SubmitHub playlists are growing from, if that makes sense. But we want to basically verify the integrity of the playlists that are using SubmitHub. So Dylan, you've got a great handle on applications. I'll let you describe a bit more about why that is useful.
I will take it from here. So we, as many of you know, will have had lots of Spotify playlist applications over time, and it's not always so easy to verify who is doing what and whether they're doing it legitimately. And so we figured, because we saw that a lot of Spotify playlisters were using Meta. Well, it wasn't Meta at the time necessarily. It was actually Facebook ads. We saw that they were running Facebook ads and thought, you know what would be a good idea is if we could somehow track and verify that the ads were legit. That's a very important part. I think one of the pillars of SubmitHub is ensuring that we're working with playlisters who are basically doing everything above board legitimately. And so being able to track the ads is beneficial for so many reasons. And one of the other things that this allowed us to do was for the playlisters who we really were really trying to get onto SubmitHub, who couldn't quite crack the nod, if they were running campaigns on Facebook through SubmitHub Links for a long time beforehand, it made it a lot easier for us to trust them and for us to, approve their application. The other thing that SubmitHub Links has been really good for is that the playlisters who use SubmitHub Links get a verified badge on SubmitHub. So we're able to highlight those playlisters to our users, and the playlisters will probably see a bit of an uptick in how many people send to them. I mean, the branding around it is supposed to be that they're trustworthy, and I think that it does do that for the people who are looking out for it. It's one of those things that we're not necessarily going to hear back from a lot of people that they love seeing SubmitHub Links badge on a playlister, because it's not a problem and people mostly report problems. But I think it's one of those things that just from like a common sense human perspective, you can sense that it's probably doing something useful. And then, yeah, it's been around for a while. And I think, Jason, you said you had some statistics about how amazing it's been for everyone in the whole world.
Yeah, okay. We'll jump into some statistics soon. But I think, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Basically, SubmitHub Links was created in a way to allow us to verify the integrity of the playlist that we're using SubmitHub. And I had a lot of fun coding it. My goal was to try and make it as fast and compact and small as possible. So when I looked at some of the guys who were doing this already, ToneDen, HypeEdit, Linktree, if you open up any of those pages, you will probably notice, if you're a developer, that it's loading 15 to 20 megabytes of data. This is like 4 songs get loaded when you open up a landing page. And I would look at the HypeEdit ones, for example, and maybe it was a link for a Spotify playlist. They were loading the TikTok library, the Meta library, the YouTube library, Google Analytics, TikTok Analytics. Like, they're just loading a million things. There are hundreds of requests and tons of data being downloaded every time. And so when I created this, my goal was to try and challenge myself to create the smallest, fastest HTML page that I could. So what you get with SubmitHub Links now is a page that is about 5 kilobytes, which is really tiny, plus the image that you use. So it's super duper fast. And the other thing that I do with SubmitHub Links is I don't load any of those third-party, heavy cookie JavaScript bloatware packages. It's a super duper lightweight stuff, and I do a lot of the stuff on the back end. So SubmitHub Links have been around for about a year, but it's only the last 3 or 4 months that they've really taken off in terms of feature set. So it was there running in the background for playlisters to use for their ads, but the ads chat room became a little bit more active, and we had people constantly requesting new features. And so I would add them, because that's kind of what I do when people ask for stuff. And so today, the feature set that you have for SubmitHub Links is pretty darn robust. It certainly challenges or possibly even beats all the paid options out there. So what I wanted to do was run you through the creation of one of these SubmitHub Links. And in doing so, I can probably touch on some of the features that exist. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Super high tech. Okay.
Get a nice little question there for you in the chat room if you want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I suppose I'll answer this now. So the framework or backend here, it's a Node.js server. So I'm serving things through a web app handler, and it's just raw HTML that's coming at you here. So the analytics and the data get stored in MongoDB, but the page itself is a super clean, compact, optimized HTML page. So if you load it up, you'll see that there's pretty much nothing else happening. So yeah, go ahead and I don't think I can actually share my screen's network tab. Can I? Nah, I can't. Doesn't like doing that. Anyway, that's sort of the framework behind it. So I'm going to go in here and just demo the creation of a link for you, and you can see what it's like to create one, and then hopefully we can actually go ahead and see a link. So most people are using SubmitHub Links as a landing page. There are a couple people who would do a redirect, which basically, gosh, we actually haven't touched on this. Why do people use SubmitHub Links for meta advertising? The reason is because you cannot put any of your tracking software on Spotify. You don't own Spotify. You have no control over that. So if you're running a Facebook ad, you want to try and figure out when someone clicks, how likely are they to become a follower of your playlist. And so what people do is they put these landing pages in between. Now, if I click on the ad and I come to this landing page, and then I click through to the playlist, I track that as a conversion that I send off to Facebook. But if someone clicks on the ad and leaves, and they don't even open up the following link, I can then tell Facebook to not send users like that person. And over time, Facebook's going to learn the type of profile that's more likely to actually follow through and convert. So that's why people use these links. Some people just do a redirect, which allows them to quickly snap through. It's almost like the user doesn't even notice that the landing page is in the middle. This does give them some analytics, but really 99% of the time you're using what's called a landing page here. So I'm going to go ahead and call this Indie Funk version 2, because we actually have an Indie Funk 1. You can see it automatically created a URL for me.
Automatically?
Automatically? Is that better? I don't know.
Funny emphasis there.
Automagically. This is a super funky playlist. All right, so I've filled out my basics there. I can now add a link for my playlist. So here's a link, and it's got a recommendations that I add that. If I moved here really fast, but you can see that this is basically saying that adding this little bit at the end of the link will hopefully open it in the Spotify app directly. I can tweak the title of my link or the button text. I'm not going to do that now, but once we've created this link, I'll actually show you where that is. It's gone ahead and automatically pulled in an image from my playlist. But I've got
super annoying about this one. Are you pulling it from our Indie Funk? Okay.
Spotify. So, I was pulling it from Spotify, but they gave us a copyright strike, didn't they?
Yeah, they kept taking our image down, which was super annoying. We tried a few different images, and yeah. Jason, there is one question that
is it pertinent to this.
It is. So it's from Dior Stacks. Is a redirect good for building conversion intelligence? I
don't think so. I mean, just keep in mind that we're not ad experts, but you can't actually get a conversion from that.
But it's just, I mean, I think the thing that you were saying was that if you use the Spotify link, that's not good for building conversion intelligence. And so this is better than that.
Yeah, you need this little bit in the middle for you to actually tell who opened the page and then clicked on the button. And that click-through rate is really the signal that you're setting to Facebook here. So to answer your question, I don't think it's a great idea. Okay. This,
Tilly's in the chat room, so we're good.
Oh dang, guys! Tilly is she's a boss when it comes to
she's
ads.
on it.
If you got any questions,
Tilly, what's up?
She's also the magic behind SubmitHub's social media pages.
Tilly.
Right. So this is one of the features that kind of actually kickstarted my push to add more features to SubmitHub. But pixels, SubmitHub links, as I mentioned, don't load any of that bloated JavaScript meta library package. They use what's called a Node.js image pixel, which is just a really dumb way of sending a message to Facebook without loading any fancy JavaScript. And so you can put your pixel on your link, which allows you to track it back to your meta advertising. And one of the things that people were asking for was this conversions API, which is basically a server-side integration of Facebook's pixel. But now what happens with SubmitHub links is they basically send two messages to Facebook when someone opens up a link. The first message comes from the client. That's the person's computer or phone. And the second message comes from our server. And that way Facebook gets both of these messages. And if one of them drops out for some reason, it means you're not missing out on clicks or conversions. It basically just makes your tracking even more amazing. So if you've been playing around with ads, the conversions API is possibly something you're familiar with, and SubmitHub does support it. In this case, I don't actually have a pixel for this, so I'm going to skip it. And then we've got a new feature that was added yesterday, I think, which is social media links. So these are purely optional, of course, but let's say that you have, social media that you want to add to this. You can go ahead and include it in your link. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save here. And there it is. Here's my link. I've got a few different options here, and it does explain a little bit about what they're doing. This one's the fastest link. So here I am. I've opened it up. This is my landing page. It's a super simple, clean HTML page. It's pretty fast. Here, I'll refresh for you. There, did you see it?
Those rounded edges.
I've refreshed a few times and you didn't even notice.
Goodbye, Jeremy.
This is, I think I mentioned that you can adjust the text here. So, that says play. I could go ahead and change it to something else if I wanted, something super engaging. For example, Dylan. That's rad, right?
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
yeah. I think I would want to click on that. And I could also check this out.
That's pretty good.
Amazing. Oh, gosh, I'm just really stretching here. This is all. Oh, yeah. Amazing hunk Dylan.
Well, I got to take my hat off then.
Yeah. I feel like I should change that, though, because we're just going to go back to the regular one. Anyway, they're fairly customizable. I can go ahead. So you can see here that the default view is we've got a blurred image in the background. But if I wanted, I could change the background color to something super cool like SubmitHub purple. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Don't you want to show us the screen where you're tinkering with all this stuff?
No, what? I could even blind you with a light version.
And that's available to everyone?
Yeah. So I'm doing it from here. When I'm in this, I can go ahead and edit all of these things. And there's this style section where I can change my color theme from light to dark, or I can have a background color or get rid of my background color. And the part where I said Dylan was a hunk, this is where I'm editing this kind of stuff. I can add multiple links. It's fairly versatile, pretty simple. Cancel. And yeah, that's it. That's the gist of SubmitHub Links. There's not too much more to talk about it. So you guys want to see some of the analytics that you get for free. One of our curators has kindly offered up his Dreamy Serenades playlist as an example. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and take a look at his landing page. You can see here, kind of nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dreamy.
Looks cool. These are all pretty cool. And what's great here is that there's tons of analytics. So this one has had almost 17,100 impressions and has a pretty good click-through rate of 64%. So this is how often the buttons get clicked. I can go ahead and
might pop a bit more.
Who's going to pop?
Day mode.
Oh, you want to see day mode? All right, you guys cover your eyes. Oh,
jeez, that is tough. But it pops a bit more out of the background.
Okay, you can see it better. Sorry, everyone. It's nighttime here in Cape Town, so I'm. Anyway, this on Tuesday, I dramatically sped up the way that this loads. So there's some pretty cool data here. And what's interesting with this one, we've got 3 lines here. The number of times that the link was opened, the number of times it was clicked, and it's also superimposed with how many followers this specific Spotify playlist gained on those days. So it's a useful tool as a playlister to kind of see the impact of your ads on your followers overall. So that's a pretty cool thing. As we come down in our analytics, we can also see a breakdown of browser, operating device, mobile. So this person is clearly advertising on mobile platforms, probably Instagram. We'll get to that in a second. There's a geographic breakdown. So we can see where most of the impressions are coming from here is Brazil. Maybe that one's not as fast. Clicks also coming from Brazil. And we can see it as a percent, but we can also see it as an absolute value if we want. So that's how many clicks are coming from each of these countries. If I come down to the day by day, I can actually go ahead and see by country. I can also look at the source of where these are coming from. Almost all of them are coming from Instagram. And if there are multiple links here, I can actually see which one is being clicked. I'm not sure if I've got one here. Let's see. I'm just guessing on a link that does have multiples. Yes, indie folk. I'm pretty sure this one's got multiple links. So let's go ahead and see. Oh yeah, these are the links that were clicked within this landing page. I can show you actually what this one looks like because it's kind of cool. It's got multiple different links in there. Some of them are centered and formatted differently. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with these links, and this is one that Indie Folk Central is using for their stuff. Oh, check this out.
That was beautiful.
Felix is talking about stats. Now, I'm sure he's talking about the stats that you just saw in those screenshots, but I did want to share a couple statistics with you. One of which crashed my database, and that didn't actually work.
Show us.
No, it crashed. The statistics I can share is that in the last 30 days, there have been 2,355 active SubmitHub links. No, wait, I said 30 days. Oh, this is in the last 24 hours. 2,355 pages have been loaded 107,000 times and clicked 45,000 times. So that's in the last 24 hours. There's a lot of people using these. They're pretty cool. So each of those have analytics. And the number I was trying to get was there have been 21 million analytic events. But I was trying to get the breakdown of clicks versus loaded, and my database didn't like that query because it's not indexed. db.links. I'm going to try count it in the background. Find type loaded count. No, that's the wrong one. Ugh. You guys like live coding? Okay. All right, that's running in the background. Dylan's got two cool features that he is going to demo for you guys. These are things that are less about meta advertising and more about some of the other cool things that you can do with SubmitHub Links as an artist on SubmitHub.
Here we go. Share my screen. All right. So, how's my zoom there? Is that too big? Okay. So, if you are super cool like me, and your name is the Wong Janice, who's not actually me, it's a Dutch artist who we've worked with before, and you have a campaign, something that you're going to want to do is promote your own song, right? And you're going to use meta ads. And as Jason was explaining before, you need a landing page. This isn't really new to anyone, but I'm just going to spell it out. So you as the artist are going to start running these ads, and you need one of those super cool links that we've been talking about for the past 30 minutes. How are you going to do that?
Or maybe you just want to share this with your fans as well.
Yeah. Or yeah, that's completely another way that you could do that. You could also just get the link URL tattooed on your arm so that you never forget, but that's maybe a little bit too meta. Okay, so yeah, you're in the campaign section. I don't know if people know about this one or not, but you can click here, which says shareable link, and that is going to create one of those super beautiful pages for you, and it's going to use all of the information that you've already given SubmitHub to populate that link. So there you go. There's Janice Wong's Wong Janice, the Wong Janice. This is the landing page. And as Jason was pointing out, here's that super cool feature where it pulls the socials from the artist page, so you don't have to include anything special. These are all the streaming links that I've included in my campaign view. So when I'm adding sources, I've got Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, as it goes on. And those just get automatically compiled into this web page for me to...
Mario, you can see Apple Music there. It's right there. It's right there where Dylan made it.
Yeah. So yeah, these are, and then you have this super cool link that I can edit. So once I click create link, it creates the link, and then now I have the ability to
You go switch your tab.
edit.
Oh yeah, you're there. You're there.
Yeah. And it's going to bring me into this this super beautiful page that we were in just now. And you have your different options: fastest link, short link, and custom domain name. So if we wanted to change,
I didn't even talk about that, but you can set up custom domains. A lot of people who are deep in the ad game understand this, but let's say you wanted it to be playlist.indieshuffle.com. You can do that, and these SubmitHub links will actually just act as a web page for you. So there's a guide that's set up if you want to do that. It's complicated. It's not necessary for that advertising, but it does look pretty. So if you have your own domain, you can set up these links for that.
Super important.
What about her artist page? Can you do one from there?
Well, why don't we just look at that? Let's see. I wonder where that would be. Oh, there it is. Cool. You absolutely can. So create your artist link. It's a simple and fast way to share your profile with the world. Here you go. Create a link. And there we go. The Wong Janice. And this one gives you the options to follow and pop out. So if you're thinking, where can I get my hands on some really high quality cello music? The Wong Janice. Thank you, Janice, for letting us use your profile. Is there anything I'm missing here that you specifically want to talk about?
We're probably missing some stuff, but it's not that big of a deal.
We just wanted to give a high-level overview of this. In the edit section, there's quite a lot of details that we've been through. Yeah. And
we're mostly here.
That was me.
Why are we here? We're here because Tilly needed us to do a video.
That's true. That's true. What did she say? Heck, you can even link to a web page selling bricks if you wanted to. And that is correct. You absolutely can. If you or anyone you know are selling bricks, then
whose internet
use SubmitHub Links. Use it.
Is this your internet or my internet?
My internet's good. I'm in Europe. I don't want to be elitist.
Oh gosh, it's probably my internet.
Has your internet gone? Well, we've got 2 minutes until it's been a 30-minute live stream.
Yeah, that's it. We're done. So if you've got any questions about links, please let us know. If you have any GIF requests, please let us know. That's it. It's simple, right? We don't have to spend too much time talking about it. We just wanted to get this up. Some people prefer a video format, so there you go.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Some people enjoy looking at our faces. Howdy.
Is that it? There's no questions. The All England Techno Club. That's way cooler than mine. I mean, mine's from Maui. I went to
Your
Maui.
Your one's pretty cool. Your one's a trucker cap. I don't last remember when. I do remember when trucker cap.
Is that because the back is?
The back is mesh. It's a trucker cap. It's so that their heads breathe. You're welcome, Sparkfly Media. Thanks for checking in. If there's anything you want us, if you have any questions, you can ask on any of our email addresses. Trucker caps, Von Dutch trucker caps. Don't you remember? That was like a big trend. And now, and then, dude, there was even a stage where people used to wear their hats like this, you know?
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
A whoop whoop GIF like this. It'll be like
Also,
whoop 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 whoop.
raised a roof.
Like that. Hey, look, we've got a real question. I need to get a haircut. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. Sorry, everyone,
Dude.
about this.
I'm not getting a haircut for at least a year. That's my plan.
So next features for SubmitHub Links, I'm done. I finished. That's it.
He said for the platform.
I know. So it's like a broader question. What's coming next on SubmitHub?
Bug fixes.
Who's fixing?
Bug fixes.
Oh, I spend most of my day chasing bugs and adding little features. Music in links. No, Tilly. No. I want you to click the links in the link to go to the music. I don't know. Have you noticed? So Hyped It has music and links. It adds like an extra 5 seconds to the load time of the link. It's just janky. It's something I could explore. I just don't think it's that useful, or something that people really. Oh gosh, people ask for it. Oh no.
Hey Jason, you should create SoundCloud.
And that was discussed the other day. Yeah. I don't know. Someone called it indie. The next thing I'm working on for SubmitHub is cross-platform sharing for curators on SubmitHub. So I've already laid some of the foundations here. I've got Deezer, Apple, and YouTube hooked up with their APIs. I'm just waiting for a couple permissions from YouTube, who are super duper slow about this. But the idea there is that when a curator finds a song that they like, with the click of a button, they can share it across all of their platforms without having to actually open up any of those platforms. So,
Jason, do you have any plans to code an entire internet browser?
No. At some point, it might be nice to disconnect from the internet a little bit.
Yeah. Go outside, pick up a rock. I saved a bird this week. That felt pretty good.
Yeah. Yes, you did. You saved a little bird.
I did. I saved a bird. It was just crashing into the windows. And it was stuck in this little courtyard.
But Dylan sent me a video too. He was like, "Oh, look,
I threw a blanket over this bird, and then I put it in a box. Yeah, it looked exactly. It was actually the kind of bird it was. What kind of bird was it?
I made this bird when I was 6. It's pretty bad.
That's cute. That's pretty
cool. Badass.
It's called a spree. No.
All right. Well, you guys probably don't want to watch me and Dylan chat.
What was the name of that bird? Sprint.
We could do that for a while.
Sprint.
I do like that. How do you look like a music guy?
Hold on. It's called Swift. That's the name. Swift.
Is this it?
I'm done whoring myself out for GIFs.
No.
I won't. I refuse. I refuse.
Goodbye, everyone. That's it. We're finished.
We're done. Oh, we're still on.